Good afternoon, class. Welcome to Chapter 8.2, Apply Exponent Properties Involving Quotients. Today, we focused and you started to write things down on your note card. Product of powers, powers of powers, and powers of a product. Okay, so make sure you have those on your note cards. Okay, it would be a great idea if you looked at those and, kind of treat it as a spelling test like you were in elementary school. You kind of just read the word, spelled the word over again, spelled the word over again, So kind of look at them, all right? So you can kind of know what the properties are when you're given a problem, okay? So today we're dealing with the complete opposite. Yet today we worked on multiplication. Tomorrow we're going to be working on the quotients, division with exponents. So, quotient of powers property. To divide powers having the same base, subtract exponents. So to go back, the product of powers, you remember if we had, let's say, x to the m power times x to the n, well, this was multiplication, so we're going to add them. Now this is quotient of powers. So to divide powers having the same base, okay, subtract their exponents. So it's very important that we make sure that they have the same base. Now if they have different bases, for example, let's say they had 2 to the third and 4 to the second. Okay, different bases, we would just solve this problem out. So 2 to the third, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, and 4 squared is 16. This is 1/2. Okay, we can just solve it out. Okay, but same base, you have to subtract their exponents. So if we had the parentheses to the 9th power, and then so negative 4 parentheses to the 9th divided by negative 4 parentheses to the 3rd. We know that they're same base, so let's subtract here. So we got negative 4, 9 minus 3, which is negative 4 to the 6th power. Okay, and remember today, if you can put this in your calculator and solve it out, we see that this is an even exponent. So we know that our answer will be a positive solution, okay, and we can get that number. Now, if it's a number when you plug in your calculator and you can't get the solution for, okay, just leave it in exponential form, but make sure you also read the directions on that. Okay. So, let's say that we have 9 to the 4th times 9 to the 3rd over 9 to the 2nd power. Okay, so we have to first simplify the numerator and denominator. Well, the denominator is already simplified, 9 to the 2nd. Now we have 9 to the 4th times 9 to the 3rd. So the product of powers comes into effect. This is really 9 to the 7th. I have to separate the numerator and denominator separately first before I can combine them. And you'll see that here in a second. But this would be same base, subtract them, 9 to the 5th power. Okay, so common base, subtract exponents. So powers of a quotient property. To find the powers of a quotient, find the number of the numerator and the power of the denominator and then divide. Kind of what I was just talking about, but to the n power. Okay, so remember these have an exponent of 1 on it, and that outside power you're going to distribute to all of the exponents within the problem. So a to the m power divided by b to the m power. So for example, if we had 3 over 2 to the 7th, we would just say that this is distribute that to the exponents, 3 to the 7th over 2 to the 7th power. Okay, leave it in exponential form if they tell you to, or you could simplify that down. Okay, so let's look at a couple examples here. You know, the basic one, let's look at let's say -7 over x squared. Well, distribute this to each of those, so we got -7 squared over x squared, and we know -7 squared is 49 over x squared. Okay. Now, (4x squared over 5y all to the third power. So realistically, we do have 4 terms here. The 4 to the first times x to the second over 5 to the first times y to the first. And everything to the third power. So we're going to distribute this to each of the exponents. So we get 4 to the third now, x to the 6th over 5 to the third, and y to the third. So what does this equal? 4 to the third we know is 64, x to the 6th over 5 to the third, which is 125, y to the third. So that would be my solution. So you have to make sure you distribute that outside power to each of the terms inside of that parentheses. Very important. All right. A to the second. Hold on. I didn't make that big enough. Over b, all to the 5th power, times 1 over 2a to the second. Okay, so we have a power outside of the parentheses only on this one. So we're going to distribute that through. So we get a to the 10th over b to the 5th times 1 2a to the second. So multiply across, go across first. So I get a to the 10th power over 2a to the second b to the 5th. Okay, now notice common bases. This isn't simplified yet. So common bases, so we'd subtract them. So that's saying a to the 10 minus 2, which is a to the 8th over 2b to the 5th. Once I take this from the denominator, it is gone. So that's why I'm left with 2b to the 5th here. Okay. There's only one way that that could come back to the denominator, and we haven't talked about that yet, so it'll be coming up soon. But a to the 8th and then 2b to the 5th. Make sure when you look at your final answer that you can't reduce it any further. You don't have like terms on the numerator and denominator. Okay? So those are my examples for you. Make sure you jot these properties down. Remember, you can use it on the quiz or on the test, both. So here are a couple examples I want you to work on. 3a to the 4th over 5b, all to the 3rd power. X to the 3rd over 1, or I'm sorry, over y, to the 7th power times 1 over 3x to the 8th. And why don't I give you one more? Let's go with 2s 3t on the bottom to the 3rd power times t to the 5th over 16. Okay, remember, simplify as far down as you can on these 3 problems. All right, and we'll go over these tomorrow in class. If you have any questions, please email me. Okay, hope you have a wonderful night. I'll see you tomorrow in class. Take care.